Hello,
Pangyaos.
Pangyaos. Welcome to the first episode of Pangyao Radio.
So for this first edition, we're just going to give a brief introduction to Pangyao and how we got started. So firstly, a short introduction of ourselves.
Yeah, so my name is Aileen Alonzo Hayward, and I'm a second generation Hong Kong born Filipino migrant. Well, my mom used to be a domestic worker here in Hong Kong in the 70s, and I grew up in Hong Kong and then moved back to the Philippines to study. And now I produce and present a radio show called Pinoy Life on RTHK Radio 3. And of course, co-founder of Pangyao now. And I live on Lama Island with my husband Darren, my daughter Lily, and our dog Kobe.
And my name is Martin Turner. I have been in Hong Kong for about 10 years now. I originally came to Asia backpacking back in 2005. And kind of fell in love with the region then and decided to make the move over to Hong Kong in 2009. I also live on Lamma Island, so I live with my wife Grace and my 3 children, Luke, who is 7 years old, and I have 5-year-old twins, Ashlyn and Sebastian.
Yeah, so we're basically neighbors on Lama.
Yep,
Yeah, we live quite close by. And we've known each other for, say, almost 10 years?
Almost 10 years, yeah. Pretty much since I arrived.
Yeah. We were in a band together, and Martin, I was going to say Darren. Martin played drums for our band before, and I played keyboard and sang vocals. So our band is called Dark Maya. Yeah, and we had other bandmates with us as well. Actually, Vianney, who plays the guitar and sings vocals, she lives on Lama as well.
She does, yeah.
And our bassist Alex. So hello guys, if you're listening to this podcast.
Okay, so just about how Pangyao got started. So we initially started the project back in June 2019. So I initially approached Aileen with the idea of building a website focused on helping migrant and domestic workers in Hong Kong. Knowing that Aileen worked on RTHK and already had a lot of dealings with the migrant community, we soon got into kind of fairly detailed discussions about it, and then launched the project not long after, which at that time didn't actually have a name. So we did a bit of brainstorming around the name, and it was actually...
I actually have a list of the different names that we thought of. I don't know if I can find it immediately for this podcast, but maybe I can try and look for it maybe on the next episode. But I think we had something like Helpers Hub or Migrants Hub or something like that. But
something along those lines, yeah.
So, we thought about it a bit and then came up with Pangyao, which perfectly describes how we want to approach everyone with this, like with friendship.
So I think it's worth just mentioning for anyone who isn't aware that Pangyao means friend in Cantonese. So I think it really kind of symbolises what we're trying to do with the website, which is really to become a community for migrant workers in Hong Kong and bring people together. And also provide them with all of the kind of resources that they need. Because I think one thing we found is that although there's a lot of kind of excellent organisations and the like out there, they're not. It's not always immediately obvious, particularly to people who are new to Hong Kong. So the aim of Pangyao is really to kind of pull all those resources together into one place.
Yeah, so it's easy for them to find help, support, or different businesses that they want to look for. And so we soft launched the website around November of 2019.
2019, yeah.
And since then we've met with various organizations and NGOs. Just to list a few, we've spoken with Uplifters,
Help for Domestic Workers,
UNIOM,
the Zubin Foundation,
Enrich,
Philippine Consulate General.
Yeah, so and we're hoping to meet more organizations that are related to migrants and ethnic minorities, just so that we can also get their insight about this. I mean, every person or every organization we've spoken to, we've added more to our knowledge in these things, because me and Martin, we started this like a few months ago, and just talking to more people gives us the invaluable advice.
Absolutely. I'd say those meetings have certainly been invaluable to us. I think each one we get some new perspectives and understand a bit more about the migrant community. So I think it helps us to kind of build the website and look at new ways we can get the migrant community involved.
And also not only different NGOs, organizations, and charities, we've also spoken with different community groups and even attended some of their events, haven't we? Yeah.
Yes.
Just to name a few, we've met with Sheila Tibeo of Gabriela and Emma Villanueva of the Bayan Muna, and also
Jojo de Guzman from Hong Kong Connect.
Yeah, and Annette Hope of BBMU.HK. And we've been to that memorable Christmas party.
We did.
The Bakmari group.
Yep, that was a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun. If you want to check out photos of Martin dancing with the Bakmari group, you can find it on Pangyao.HK under our blogs we actually blogged about it. Yeah, so that's somewhere there online. So that's the brief introduction of what Pangyao is and what we are now currently. Why don't you give them a brief rundown of the features that we have?
The features, yeah, sure. So we are kind of continually building out the features at the moment of the website. So it's a kind of ever-evolving project, really.
We'll probably do another episode in detail about this.
Absolutely. Just showing people around the site and how to access information, etc. But just to kind of list some of the key features we got on the site. So firstly, we have an open blogging platform. So that means that any registered user on the site can go to the blog section and create their own blogs and read anyone else's blog who has posted there. So we've actually previously ran a competition, and I'm sure there'll be more competitions to come on that as well.
We can briefly announce it later. So we also have events where you can post up events. At the moment, it's a bit bare because of social distancing and everything that's happening at the moment.
Yes.
We also have
Pangyao Picks. So the Pangyao Picks is actually one of the newest features that we've just launched, and we do have an ongoing competition on that actually at the moment. So Pangyao Picks is essentially a photo wall where you can post up photos on any subject really, and then you can add comments to those as well. But we're actually running weekly competitions at the moment under different themes.
Check out our Facebook page on more details about that. And then we have Know Your Pangyao, which is interviews that we have with different members of the community and different organizations. So some of their representatives are also there. And we also have
so we've also got How Pangyao, which means good friend. So that's actually a user-driven feature as well, which anyone is welcome to participate in. The idea is to nominate a friend, a good friend, and then you'll be asked a few short questions about that friend and asked to provide some photos, which we'll then put up on the website.
And we also have a directory of different businesses, also a worldwide house directory. That was a really good one Martin made there, so you can check that out as well.
Yeah, and then we've also got a help and support directory, which is listings of different NGOs and also government entities such as consulate information, etc. And also linked to that is a frequently asked questions section where we've got a lot of answers to common questions around employment and that sort of thing.
Yeah, so
and then finally community groups. So community groups is also a kind of directory of sorts. So anyone who is running any sort of community group or initiative is welcome to create a page there. So that's probably worth mentioning as well, that these features are kind of open to all. So we're steadily adding to content, but they're all accessible to registered users on the site, and actually the majority of information is also available to anyone who just visits the site as well.
Yeah. So thank you so much, everyone, for listening to our first podcast. So this is just a brief introduction, and then we will do a more in-depth one about the website. And don't forget to add our social media. Our Facebook page is PangyaO.HK.
And we also have a Facebook group called Pangyaos.
Or on Instagram also, Pangyao.
And we're also on YouTube, Pangyao, which we are just recently launching our YouTube channel.
Yeah, hopefully we'll have Pangyao TV launching soon. Well, thank you so much for listening.
Bye-bye.
Bye.